Hey guys, okay, so I've not done any YouTube since this lockdown began, to be honest. To start with, it was really just a case of a lot of idiots around, and I took myself and my daughter away. We went up and out of the way. There was no signal. It was pretty remote, and it just got us out the way. First couple of weeks, self-isolation, kept out the way, kept away from a lot of the craziness. We did have a few issues, as I think most people, van lifers, people in a van, have had. A lot of people have made comments or have had issues with being moved on. Locals, vigilante groups trying to cause trouble. We had the same. I didn't want to put my daughter mainly in that sort of situation, where we're being harassed and hounded. So we were well up and out the way. Since it's quietened down a little bit in terms of some of the crazy, we come back. We're sort of still pretty remote, but it's easier to get to shops, and we've got a decent phone signal. Still keeping to ourselves, still keeping isolated, and just getting to the shops as and when we have to, really. I'm not a big fan of them anyway, so the further away I can keep, the better, really. Yeah, so which is why I haven't been online for the last I suppose the first 2 weeks of shutdown. Probably why I wasn't online very much. Didn't do any videos. Didn't post anything up to social media. One, I didn't want to give my location away. It was a pretty good spot, and I didn't want the hassle of people sort of coming up, which I made the mistake the first few days of lockdown, posting up a few pictures and people sort of coming up in the night or the next day, to give us some hassle. So I just stopped doing it, to be fair. I didn't want the hassle. And then, like I say, since it's got a little bit less crazy, or for me anyway, certainly things like police have been more understanding of the situation and what I'm doing and what we're trying to do, that this is a lifestyle. I've had offers of come stay with me, or I've got a place you can stay at. I don't want to be honest. This is a lifestyle I've chosen, for better or for worse, I suppose. You don't pick and choose it, so making the most of it. Done a lot of productive things. So again, things I've yet to put up online, but I will do. Done a couple of reviews on some of the gear I've been using. Made some wild garlic pesto, for had that with some pasta. That was beautiful. If you've not tried foraging, I follow quite a few foraging groups on Facebook, so on some of the social media groups. This springtime's a fantastic time for it. Highly recommend go and check it out. Wild garlic, dandelions, gorse flower. Get out there, forage those. There's a lot of other things. You have to be wary of some stuff, of course. Do your research before you go out and pick any old flower and decide to eat it or plant, because you could land yourself in some trouble. So do your research. Make sure you know what you're doing first. What else have I been up to? Made some beard oil, and again I'll put a video up of that, because I've been making my own beard oils for quite a while now, a few years. Just to start off with, it's to save money, and the fact that a lot of the beard oils that I was finding in the shops and retail stores were, they're not actually, there's a lot of synthetic stuff in there that I didn't like. I wanted it to be natural oils, natural, essential oils that are going to benefit my skin, benefit my mood, uplift me, calm me down, whatever, and nourish and treat my beard. So I started making my own a little while ago. So I'll do a video on what I use to mix up my beard oils. I'll put that up, and then on top of that, I've been looking at you know, how to reduce my plastic waste. So I use a safety razor, which is basically you if you don't know what a safety razor is, all you do, it's a metal razor, and you just change the blade in it, so you get a butterfly blade, and you can buy them in, you know, packs of 100 or more if you want to, and they're cheap as anything, and you just replace the razor in the no, handle, if you want to call it that, which means there's no plastic, there's no waste. Gone over to bamboo toothbrushes for myself and my daughter, so got those off Amazon a few days ago, and they're actually really good. I was a little bit skeptical of how they would be, but I've tried them before, some branded names that I've bought out of a shop, and they've been really rubbish, to be honest. I didn't like them. I found that they were, you know, they just weren't up to the job. They were rough, they felt awkward, cumbersome to use. But I've actually got some off of Amazon the other day, and they were fantastic. They're just as cheap as normal plastic ones, if not cheaper, actually, I'd say. Everything's recyclable packaging. The toothbrush itself, I would say, it's, you know, made out of bamboo as opposed to plastic, so that's fantastic. And a few things like that I've just been looking at and trying to think of ways that I can reduce my impact upon the earth. And so yeah, that's what I've been up to. I will put up some more videos in the next few days. I'll get this one up, and then, I mean, I've got all the stuff recorded. I just need to literally get it edited and put it up. So now I've got signal, and to be honest, the weather's turning a little bit. It's not been as nice today, so it's a nice indoor job to have for a few days, or inside the van, where if it is raining, I can focus on getting that done. But whilst it's been nice, I've been outside and enjoying the weather. So yeah, that's me for now. Catch up with you when I can. That's rubbish. Anyway, see you later, guys.